Have you ever found yourself feeling sluggish even after a good night's sleep? Maybe your joints feel a little stiffer, your digestion isn't quite what it used to be, or you just don't feel as clear-headed as you did 10 years ago. You chalk it up to age. And yes, getting older does come with changes, but sometimes those little symptoms aren't just about getting older. Sometimes they're about what you're putting in your glass. Now, we're not here to scold or scare you. We're here to help, because the truth is small changes in your daily routine can lead to big differences in how you feel. And one of the easiest places to start is with what you drink. Yes, drinks. That morning habit, that little afternoon pick-me-up, or the beverage you enjoy with dinner. It could be sneaking in more harm than help. You see, not all drinks are created equal, especially once you cross 60. As we age, our bodies become more sensitive to things like sugar, caffeine, and artificial ingredients. The liver slows down, the kidneys don't filter quite as efficiently, and our cells don't repair as quickly. What that means is that the drinks that were once harmless or even helpful could now be working against your health and longevity. So today, we're diving into the 4 worst drinks that could be silently undermining your well-being after 60. We're going to talk about what they are, why they're a problem, and what to reach for instead. And don't worry, this isn't about giving up everything you love. It's about understanding how your body changes and how your choices can change with it, so you can keep living vibrantly, actively, and fully. Let's begin with one of the biggest culprits, sweetened fruit juices. Now you might be thinking, but isn't fruit juice healthy? It's made from fruit, right? And fruit is packed with vitamins and antioxidants, that's true. But here's where it gets tricky. Most fruit juices you find on store shelves, even the ones labeled 100% juice, are extremely high in sugar. In fact, 1 glass of orange juice can have just as much sugar as a can of soda. The problem is that when you drink juice, you're getting all the sugar from the fruit, but none of the fiber. That fiber is what helps slow down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. Without it, you get a blood sugar spike, followed by a crash. And for seniors, that can mean increased fatigue, inflammation, and a higher risk of developing insulin resistance or worsening type 2 diabetes. Even juices marketed as heart-healthy or immune-boosting can cause harm if consumed daily. Your liver has to process all that sugar, and over time, that can contribute to fatty liver disease or increased belly fat, both of which are closely linked to cardiovascular issues and cognitive decline. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up orange juice forever, but maybe think of it more like a treat than a daily habit. If you love the taste, try diluting it with water or switching to whole fruit instead. Eating an orange is much better than drinking one, and that brings us to another sneaky offender, diet sodas. Yes, the ones with 0 calories and no sugar on the label. They seem like a healthier choice, especially if you're watching your weight or your blood sugar. But here's the catch. These drinks are loaded with artificial sweeteners like aspartame, sucralose, or saccharin. And while they may not spike your blood sugar the way regular sugar does, they can still wreak havoc on your metabolism and gut health. You might not realize it, but those fake sweeteners can actually confuse your body. They trick your brain into thinking sugar is coming, so your body releases insulin anyway. Over time, this can lead to the same problems you'd have with real sugar, like insulin resistance and cravings. And let's not forget about their effect on the gut. Studies have shown that artificial sweeteners can disrupt the balance of good bacteria in your digestive system, which plays a huge role in everything from immunity to mood to inflammation. If you're drinking diet soda every day, you may be doing more harm than good, even if it feels like the safe choice. And I know how comforting that fizz can be. But there are better options. Sparkling water with a slice of lemon or cucumber can give you the same refreshing feeling without the baggage. You can even find naturally flavored carbonated waters that don't have any sweeteners, just a hint of fruit essence. So if your fridge is stocked with fruit juice and diet soda, maybe it's time to take a second look. These drinks might seem harmless or even helpful, but over time they can chip away at your energy, your health, and your overall vitality. And we're just getting started, because once we've looked at the sugary and the artificially sweetened, there's another type of drink that might be hiding in plain sight, one that many people over 60 turn to for comfort, tradition, or just a good night's sleep, but it could be doing. Now that we've talked about sugary juices and diet sodas, let's move on to another common drink that may seem harmless, perhaps even beneficial, but can quietly undermine your health in ways you don't always feel immediately. I'm talking about alcohol. Yes, that glass of wine with dinner or the nightcap you've grown accustomed to might seem like a simple pleasure, but as we age, alcohol affects us differently, often in ways we don't expect. Our bodies metabolize alcohol more slowly after 60. What that means is that even if you're drinking the same amount you always have, it's likely staying in your system longer and affecting you more intensely. A drink that used to make you feel relaxed might now leave you groggy the next morning, interfere with your sleep, or even affect your balance and coordination. Two things that are already more fragile in older adults. And let's not forget medication. Many seniors take medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, arthritis, or anxiety. Some even take blood thinners. Alcohol can interact with these medications, sometimes in dangerous ways. It can raise your blood pressure, thin your blood too much, or reduce the effectiveness of your prescriptions altogether. Then there's sleep. If you've ever had a drink in the evening and then found yourself waking up at 2 a.m. wide awake, that's not a coincidence. Alcohol might help you fall asleep, but it interferes with the deep stages of your sleep cycle. Instead of waking up refreshed, you wake up drained, even if you spent 8 hours in bed. And what about your memory? Regular alcohol use, even in moderate amounts, has been linked to faster cognitive decline in older adults. That means it could be contributing to forgetfulness, brain fog, or worse. This isn't about making you feel guilty for enjoying a glass of wine or a cocktail now and then. It's about awareness. It's about knowing that what used to be okay for your body in your 40s or 50s might be taking a bigger toll in your 60s and beyond. If you love the ritual of that evening drink, try replacing it a few nights a week with something like a warm herbal tea, chamomile, peppermint, or even a calming blend with valerian root. These not only help your body relax naturally, but they also support your digestion and promote restful sleep. Now let's talk about a drink that's become nearly sacred for many people. Coffee. Yes, I know, this one might hurt a little. That morning cup of coffee is how many of us start the day, especially after a restless night or when we need an extra push to get going. And in moderation, coffee isn't necessarily bad. In fact, it's been shown to have antioxidants and some health benefits. But here's the thing. Many seniors are much more sensitive to caffeine than they realize. You might not feel jittery like you used to, but the impact is still happening inside. Caffeine can raise your blood pressure, cause heart palpitations, and even trigger anxiety. It can dry out your body too, acting as a diuretic and making dehydration more likely, which is already a common issue as we get older. Dehydration, especially in seniors, can lead to a cascade of problems: dizziness, confusion, low energy, constipation, and even urinary tract infections. And if you're drinking coffee throughout the day, it can also interfere with your body's ability to fall into restful, restorative sleep at night, just like alcohol does, but in a different way. Then there's the hidden sugar. Many people don't drink their coffee black. They add creamers, some of which are loaded with sugar, artificial flavors, and trans fats. Those sweetened, flavored creamers may taste like vanilla heaven, but they can be a nightmare for your heart and blood sugar. So, what can you do instead? If you love the ritual of a warm drink in the morning, consider switching to herbal teas, decaf green tea, or even warm lemon water with a little honey. These options are gentle on the body, supportive of digestion, and won't spike your blood pressure or blood sugar. And if you really can't give up coffee, try limiting it to just 1 cup in the morning and drink extra water throughout the day to stay hydrated. You'd be amazed at how much lighter you'll feel when your body isn't constantly working to recover from the effects of caffeine, alcohol, sugar, or artificial ingredients. It's not about cutting everything out. It's about choosing better, more body-friendly options that help you feel your best. Remember, your body still listens to how you treat it, even after 60, maybe even more so. Every drink you pour is an opportunity to support your energy, your memory, your heart, and your long-term vitality. Because feeling good isn't just about avoiding illness. It's about living with strength, with confidence, with clarity. It's about making choices today that your future self will thank you for tomorrow. Now, we've already touched on sugary juices, diet sodas, alcohol, and coffee. But there's one more drink that often slips under the radar. It doesn't come in flashy cans or carry a strong aroma. In fact, you might not even think of it as harmful. But for many seniors, energy drinks are the silent saboteur hiding in plain sight. You might be surprised to hear this, but more and more people over 60 are turning to energy drinks to combat the natural fatigue that sometimes comes with age. Whether it's to get through a busy morning, keep up with grandkids, or just feel a bit more alert, these brightly labeled cans can seem like a magic solution. But beneath the promises of boosted energy and enhanced focus lies a dangerous mix that your aging body simply isn't built to handle. Energy drinks are often packed with high doses of caffeine, sometimes 2 or 3 times more than a regular cup of coffee. And they usually contain a cocktail of other stimulants like guarana, taurine, and ginseng, along with loads of sugar or artificial sweeteners. That combination puts a heavy strain on your heart, blood vessels, and nervous system. For someone over 60, this can mean spikes in blood pressure, irregular heart rhythms, dizziness, or even fainting spells. Some seniors even report a feeling of panic or unease after drinking these, but don't always connect it to the can they opened earlier in the day. What's worse is that the effects can linger, messing with your sleep, your appetite, and your mood. And when the crash comes after the temporary high, it can leave you feeling even more exhausted than before. If you've ever had an energy drink and felt unusually shaky or anxious afterward, that's your body's way of saying, "This isn't right for me." And while these drinks might have felt manageable in your 40s or 50s, your heart, liver, and kidneys simply aren't processing them the same way anymore. The good news? You don't need synthetic energy. Real, sustainable energy comes from hydration, good nutrition, restful sleep, and gentle movement throughout the day. Try swapping energy drinks for a smoothie with spinach, banana, and a little protein powder, or just a glass of water with lemon and sea salt to replenish your minerals naturally. These choices nourish your body instead of stressing it. So now let's take a moment to reflect. You've likely enjoyed many of these drinks over the years. Some may have even brought comfort, nostalgia, or social connection. This isn't about shaming past choices. It's about opening a new chapter in your health story, one where every sip supports your strength, your clarity, your independence. The drinks we've talked about, fruit juices high in sugar, artificially sweetened sodas, alcohol, strong coffee, and energy drinks, they're not inherently evil. But when they become part of your daily routine, especially after age 60, they start to chip away at your foundation. And aging well is all about protecting that foundation, protecting your heart, your brain, your digestion, your sleep. You deserve to wake up with energy that lasts. You deserve to go for a walk and not feel winded. You deserve to feel sharp, steady, and strong. And sometimes the first step toward that future is as simple as what's in your cup. Start small. Maybe tomorrow morning, reach for water before coffee. Maybe switch your evening drink to a calming tea instead of a glass of wine. Try one change, then another. You don't have to do it all at once. The body is incredibly resilient, even after 60. It responds to kindness. It responds to care. And if you're watching this thinking, is it too late for me? Let me tell you right now, it's not. It's never too late to start choosing better. It's never too late to give your body the love and respect it's been asking for. You've made it this far. You've lived, learned, and loved through so much. Now it's time to give yourself the energy, the health, and the peace of mind to keep going strong. One sip, one day, one decision at a time. If this video spoke to you, share it with a friend or loved one who might need this message too. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. What drink are you planning to swap out first? Let's keep the conversation going in the comments. If you found this helpful, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more simple, powerful tips to help you live your best life after 60. Because you deserve a life filled with energy, joy, and clarity. Not just more years, but better ones. And it all starts with the choices you make today. Here's to living your best life at any age.